Welcome to the Aortic Kitchen. I am Rob Seltzer, the Aortic Chef,
I am Mindy Seltzer, the aortic dietitian.
and we are here on behalf of Aortic Hope. So, welcome again, episode 10. We are keep moving on here. Tonight, we're going to have a show with a little bit different topics. We are going to be talking about and using tea and honey. So, it was National Tea Month and stuff like that. So, we came up with that. And all of our recipes tonight, all the dishes we're making will include either tea, honey, or both. Plus, one of the dishes, our dessert, is made with chia. If you're familiar with chia seeds, as Mindy likes to remind people, if you had a chia pet when you're chia pet, you remember them? All right.
All those green little stems growing out of their little shapes.
What we call sprouts today, right? Microgreens and sprouts. Well, it's the same exact chia. Same stuff that they sold, but we didn't know it was just healthy to eat. It was just a pet. But anyways, Mindy's going to talk about that later towards the end of the program about how you can work chia into your diet because it is an extremely healthy food that we should all be
There's
including in our
many
diet.
beneficial components of
Exactly.
chia.
Right.
And
So-
I'm going to let Rob do all the cooking today.
Yep.
Make my life easy.
Okay.
So
Yep.
the show is yours, sir.
So we have three different dishes tonight. First one, I'm doing a three-course meal to start with a uh, baked goat cheese, roasted goat cheese with walnuts and honey for an appetizer. And then we're going into a nigiri, Japanese style raw fish with a green tea dashi broth, which is absolutely delicious, and a lot of other things in the dish to make it taste good. And then for the dessert will be a chia pudding, which you'll see takes about 5 minutes to make. And that's just the tea steeping time for the tea. And then the rest of it's done. Really easy and very simple. It tastes pretty darn good too.
It takes a while before you can eat it, though.
Right. That we know, but to make it is simple. Then we'll talk about the chia, and this is just an introduction to it. Okay, so the first course is going to be, I feel like I've done something like this before. And I'm going to move these to the side so you can see what's going on here. Baked feta, which you can also use goat cheese, by the way, which works just fine, or any other like soft cheese. You can even do it with brie, something else you like, but the feta gives it that little bit of salty. With our sweet, we're going to have fig jam with it and the honey and some walnuts. So it's going to be very, very nice. And believe it or not, what I found out when I was doing the nutritionals, the feta, which tastes kind of salty, has a lower sodium content than the fresh goat cheese, which tastes a bit sweeter. So surprise, surprise, everybody. So I decided to go with the feta. When I wrote the recipe, I put both in there for you. So what I have here, I pre-made some things so that we can move along tonight. And I have some crostini. Now this is just a baguette that I sliced, and I toasted, and I brushed it with some olive oil. That's it. Okay. Very simple to make. If you want more, a lot of times you put garlic on them, you rub a garlic clove, but you don't really need that. So first thing we're going to do is put a little fig jam on it. Okay.
And if you have not tried fig jam, it is amazing.
Yes, it's absolutely delicious. Now this is a sourdough baguette, so it's got lots of big holes in it. So I'm hoping the fig jam doesn't all drip through. It probably will, but that's the way it goes. Okay, I'm going to need my knife. Let's put the baking sheet here. You want to hold it?
I will hold
There's
it for
something to
you.
do.
Thank you.
See? So let's
I
get
do
these-
have a purpose.
Oh, yes. One of your many. So we just spread our big jam. Okay. Dum, 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 dum. Very simple. If you like it
And-
sweet, put a little extra on there. If not, you don't need a lot. It little
There-
does go a long way.
Just a little tidbit aside, there are so many different types of honeys you can use.
Mhm.
We are using a avocado honey
Yes.
today. You can have wildflower honey.
Yep.
Every state has its own honey, whether it's clover. Clover is the most common. But if you live in some states that grow honey in different types of fields, I don't know if there's a corn honey, but anything that has a flower, the bees can eat, and then they turn it into honey.
We have friends. I have a friend who was a chef that taught with me at Le Cordon Bleu, and he and his wife, who's also a chef that taught at Le Cordon Bleu, they became beekeepers after Le Cordon Bleu closed. So they now we supply us with honey when we need it, like this avocado honey came from. He has hives in the middle of an avocado grove. Last year we had blueberry honey that was next to a blueberry farm, and it was you could taste the blueberries in the honey.
Orange honey, citrus
Mhm.
honey.
Let's put these on here. Be much easier. Okay, if I may have that now.
I can put that there for you.
Thank you. I've
Just-
got some feta here. My hands are very clean.
That's
So
what he
tell
says.
everybody, I washed them last night before I went to bed, and I kept them under the pillow all night long. So they are still clean. Just pile up some feta, be kind of abstract with it. Don't worry, it's going to melt a little bit. Just want a few bites here. Remember, this is an appetizer, so this would be great for a before dinner thing, or at the table, but you could combine it with other things if you have friends over for dinner. And
Or even if you have late night entertaining, and you just want to have a couple nibbles, it would fit in perfectly.
this will go great with a glass of white wine. A nice Sauvignon Blanc, which will offset the little bit of saltiness, but it won't compete with the honey. And I think we're looking pretty good there. I got one piece left. You want some, Mindy?
Right there.
She hasn't tried this one. That's got a
Yes, I
big
have.
hole right
I've
there.
had it before.
Okay, fine. You've had it.
I have
I've had
purchased it before.
Yes, she's had it with me. She's done. Okay, that's it. Oh, I gotta put the walnuts on the top.
That would help. I turned it down already.
Thank you. Because I want these walnuts to toast. So I haven't, not using a pre-toasted walnut. These are just regular baking walnuts that you buy in the store. A few on top. Pieces. That's all we really need, one per bite. Okay.
Now, the other thing I did with nuts, I don't know if you all buy
Now, in the oven for about 10 minutes.
if you have nuts and you buy them for baking, like walnuts, instead of buying the mixed nuts, I bought a bag of walnuts, almonds, pecans, and cashews I bought already cooked. I mixed them together and I roasted them in the oven for about 15 minutes. They don't have any salt added to them, and you've got a nice little snack mix for you.
So I don't forget it. I haven't them doing that. I'm going to put this to the side now while we wait the 10 minutes because we don't want to just watch this cook. That would be pretty silly. So I can keep going and continue on with our next step. So the next dish that we're going to do is the nigiri in the green tea dashi. Now, dashi is a stock that is made in Japan. It's Japanese in nature. It's not made in Japan because we're going to make it right here. Really pretty simple. It has two basic ingredients. And those are kombu. Kombu is this is dried seaweed. That's what it says on the package.
Put down.
There we go. So this I have soaked. I soaked this for a half hour and then just rinsed it off because when it's dry, it's very dark green and there's a lot of white powder, probably, from the ocean because this does, if you smell it, it smells like
Seaweed.
the ocean. It smells just like the ocean. So if you live by it, you know what we're talking about. So this piece started at about 2 inches by 4 inches, something like that. It's enough. We're going to do about a quart of dashi stock. So all you have to do is put that in there. Put some water on it. And I need to bring it to a boil, turn it off, and then let it sit for about 5 minutes. So this is going to take a little while. Yeah.
Yep.
Now this is the other ingredient. The first ingredient is the kelp, the dried seaweed kombu, Kombu. You'll see packages sometimes with that. The package I had is all in Chinese, so that didn't help. But in the back, it does say dried seaweed. And this is the bonito. Now, bonito flakes are basically dried tuna. And you can buy it in big batches, but you never use that much. So I do find these handy dandy little packets of the dashi, they call it handashi stock base. And it's
Bring it closer
basically
to the camera.
all it is the bonito flakes and some dried, some other tuna. If you
Salt, isn't it?
there's some salt in there as well. Yes, of course there is.
Because
Always.
it's dried fish.
So we put this in. Now, one packet is enough for 5 cups. So I got about 4 here. Now, if you look at it, I can show you. If this, there we go. It's just little pellets. Okay, lovely little pellets. So we're going to put that in there. I'll use about half. Okay. I'm just going to microwave it, and I'll do some other things while this is. Oh, this is going. All right. So that has to boil.
Keep an eye
I
on
could
it.
have used that one.
You could have, but
Yeah. Actually,
what you're doing is just fine.
we'll see. Okay. So that's going to cook. In the meantime, I have to get my other ingredients ready. So I do have some boiling water. What are we going to do? Let me give you all the ingredients. I have cellophane bean thread noodles. Okay, so these are mung beans. This is made from mung bean noodles, and they are really, really thin. They take us just a minute to cook. You drop them in boiling water, which I'm going to do. A little chili. I have my fish. I have some chive. I have some daikon.
If you eat summer rolls, this is the noodle that's inside summer rolls.
Yes, I have some. It's called furikake. Furikake. Okay, and that is a Japanese seasoning made with white sesame, black sesame, and chopped nori. Those sesame wrap sushi. Okay, and it's pretty, and it gives a little flavor to whatever you're cooking. Okay, move this back. Now first, cook these. All I have to do is drop them in boiling water, which I just did. Okay, they need to boil for a minute. All right, so we can give that 1 minute while that cooks.
I'm watching.
Get them separated in the water, which they are. Give you a quick look. Okay, see, those are just sitting in the water. Some people, I used to just leave them in the water and let them soak, but then I, of course, did some more reading and did find out that you really should let them boil for a minute or two. All right. When those are done, we're going to drain them. And Mindy, maybe we'll see. Drain them and rinse them with cold water. And we'll have those ready for the rest of the bowl. So this is really pretty darn simple. Not a whole lot to it. And we're okay back there.
Let me
Okay.
flip behind
I'm
you.
going to put a chili in, so I might as well get that done. Thank you. Okay.
Did I just knock the camera out of whack?
Yes, you did.
Not in a good spot.
Well, just have to be careful.
I will have to move the leg.
Okay. So, yep, I got it. So I like it spicy, always do. So I'm gonna do a couple of pieces for the broth. Okay.
Your minute is
And
up.
I'm gonna do some for the bowls. Okay. I can pass it over. Got it?
I do.
Okay. Here.
I know.
Okay. So just gonna slice a little chili here. Have that ready. Okay. And these, now, what we're gonna do the tea, the green tea dashi. How's this all gonna work? Well, this is really nice. If you're doing a dinner party or just some friends over, not really, a dinner party, but it's really nice if you have something formal going on. This is a really pretty dish to present, and it's just very unique because we do all this in the kitchen, but then you finish it at the table because we're going to use a French press pot. And all of the ingredients for the tea will go into the French press. So I already have green tea in the pot, okay? And I have some fresh ginger, and I have some chive, okay? I'm going to put my chilies in there. And then we're going to, when the dashi is ready, we're going to pour that in there and let everything soak. So at the end, you're going to come out to you bring these nice bowls with the fish in it, which you'll see, add to the table, and you come out with your little French press. I've done this with a party for 10 people, and each couple had their own French press. And then they got to push down their tea and then pour it over their fish. It was really well received. It was a lot of fun, interactive. You do dinners, get people interactive, get them involved. People like to, work with their food. Did that come up?
I have to put a little more time.
So, was it boiling?
Not quite.
Okay, that was the point. All right, so let's take these chilies. I'm gonna have hot night hands tonight, honey.
You can sleep in the guest room.
Oh, okay. Let me put them in the bowl here. Get them out of the way. I'm going with 2 pieces of fish. 2 different types of fish. You can use whatever you want if you like sushi. I have a really nice piece of Scottish salmon and a beautiful piece of red snapper that I just bought fresh, and they are really very, very nice. So I'm going to cut them. Now they need to be skinless. I did skin them earlier today. I decided, well, I could have shown you that, but I'll save that for another show.
Or let them do it at the store.
So now, not going to come all that wide, so I'm going to cut this in half.
Just remember, you can always have your fishmonger skin it for you.
Exactly. So I want these about 1/4 to a 1/2 inch thick. So I really need for the salmon and the snapper. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. You need to step aside,
You need,
open the oven.
okay. All right, so while I cut this fish, give it another minute.
Yeah, I'm there.
Our new oven in this, where we're living now, is not as efficient as our old one.
Which was
We
our
had
new one.
nice, we had a brand new convection oven that we just bought, and you've seen us use it. It was an air fryer, it was a convection oven.
And this I'm gonna
And
cook some more because only
This
one
one's a
meeting.
little slow. Okay. Extra,
Go another minute.
but now I like the thickness here. Anything left will get eaten. So here I have my fish. Okay. Then I have, you rinse the noodles.
Yep.
Okay. You can put them in each bowl. There's your noodles.
Right there.
Oh, thank you. I like working with my hands, guys.
Oh.
Hold on. Here. Oh, I got a straggler. Okay. Got some noodles, just like if you're getting a bowl of pho or something in the Vietnamese restaurant. Very common in Vietnamese and
A
Thai.
little extra protein in here. some chia seeds.
Oh,
The
okay.
chia jumped into the
Okay.
noodles.
Thank you.
You're welcome, anytime.
All right. So, and I have some daikon here, typical, Japanese radish. Okay. Nice, beautiful white radish. And what we're going to do,
Oh my goodness, it's still not boiling.
okay, just quickly take do a piece of snapper and two of those, a piece of salmon, and two more, and a piece of snapper, a piece of salmon. Oh, two more. Go. Get it all right. Okay. Really lovely. There's one. And here's number two. Oh, piece of snapper. Lovely daikon. Salmon. More daikon. Snapper. Two more daikon. And a piece of salmon. All right, now we're gonna set these to the side. Just right there is fine. Fish back in my fish plate. We'll eat that later, believe me.
Sure. Liquid is done on top.
Okay, good. May I rinse, please?
Yes, I'll
Without
swap.
you knocking the camera?
Sure, if you can do it
Yes.
without knocking the camera.
Okay, please.
I'm watching
Thank
Evan.
you. Okay. Appetizer's not going anywhere.
Mm.
Get rid of the fish real fast. Washy, washy. Washy, washy. Very cute. When we were on a cruise, we're coming back from Europe 2 years ago, almost. Yeah. Um, people have to wash their hands when they're on the ship before, especially when they go to the buffets. And so the people working there stand at the sinks. They have sinks before you go into the
Buffet.
buffet. In the dining room, they just stand there with pumps and hand sanitizer. But they have this little song and they sing washy, 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 washy. And there's a whole song. It was pretty cute what we did with that. So, okay, let's set this over here. This is ready.
Move the cutting board out of the way.
Okay. And I think my oven is done. So here we go. Oh, you would really just. There we go. Take that piece of kombu out. Okay. It's about all it's good for. Now, also, this is a secret. How many people make sushi at home? All right. And you cook the sushi rice. Oh, now I did it. Okay. Good for me. Nope. Nope.
Yep, yep.
Please. Okay. Close enough, Josh? Yep. Okay. So, this little stir. Oh, I was talking about sushi rice. So, secret ingredient in sushi rice, if you don't know, I mean, typically just people get the sushi rice and they cook it and then you mix in the seasoned rice vinegar. But you're supposed to cook that rice with kombu. You put a piece of kombu in with the rice and the water while you cook it, and it adds the additional flavor. So we're going to pour this in over my tea. Going to pour slowly. Okay. Broth. I need a couple tablespoons of mirin. Mirin is a seasoned rice wine. Sweet rice wine is what they call it. Okay, for cooking. Okay, a couple of good drops of that. And all we need right now. So put this on top. Let it sit for a little bit, and we'll come back. Now, the first course is done. And sure. Yes, let me put that on there. Thank you. All right, really simple. This simple, easy. It really didn't take much to do this, if you notice. So I have a plate. We're just going to. Those are hot. They just came out of the oven, Rob. I think so.
Maybe.
Okay.
Nope, won't work. Creative, but not.
I'll get it off. So, all right, there we go. Lovely. I'm gonna drizzle some of that lovely avocado honey over the top. Now this is supposed to be hot honey, but all you do to make hot honey and syrup, I don't know, I'll cut this. In the recipe, I told you add a teaspoon of water and 2 teaspoons of honey, of hot water to thin it out with it, make it like a honey syrup. But you don't really have to. So we're just going to push the plate over into the camera, please.
Look at that.
Okay. Little honey drizzle. Across everything. This avocado honey is very thick. You notice how nice and dark brown it is too. It's a little bit different.
This
it's a little bit
particular
different
batch
flavor too.
is also very crystallized
What do I need that for?
because they're too hot.
Oh,
I want you to try one.
No, later. We will try them in the end. Sorry. Yes. And we got to make them look
Selfish.
pretty.
Selfish.
Oh, did you know? Now, Mindy grew these marigolds. And did you know that marigolds are edible? Yeah. Okay. Should we do one over here?
However you'd like.
There we go. Okay. So you can eat those marigold leaves. If you go out and, the chef uses edible flowers, those yellow and orange ones are typically marigolds. A lot of flowers are
Pansies.
pansies are edible, roses are edible, some orchids are edible. A lot of flowers are actually very edible. And they all have different flavors. The marigold is very mustardy.
I would say it's peppery.
Okay, you say pepper, I say mustard. Fish away.
Let's go. I got it.
That'll work. Okay, so there's our first course. All right, we're looking good. And we'll move that over to the side. Now, let's finish our fish. Do you want to do this while it's still hot? So it's hot enough to partially cook the fish.
So how long did you let that steep?
This, about 5 minutes. Okay. And we'll be good. So I have some other accoutrements here to go with it. So I have some of the chilies I'm going to put in there. And I've already got chilies in the broth, but just extra.
Just for color.
Right. And we got lots of color coming. So got more flour and the furikake, and even has some chili oil if we want to use that too. So we're in good shape here. Now you can add anything to it. I put mushrooms in these. You can do really thinly shaved little juliennes of carrot or fine juliennes. They're really thin. And do that. If you have a spiralizer, you can throw some stuff in there like that too. Okay, so now here is crunch time or press time.
And something really exciting about where we live, if it rains tomorrow, we have a lot of woods behind us, and I'm going to go, what kind of mushroom?
Morels.
Morels.
Morels grow in Michigan wild, and it is morel season. Something's on here. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to As I'm pouring it, it is cooking that fish. We could have gotten, I wrote it for 4. We could have gotten 4 out of here, easy. But it's just Mindy and I tonight. No guests are coming tonight. So I have a few fresh chives from our garden.
So exciting to be able to garden during the summer.
Mhm. I have couple lovely pieces. Ooh, died a little bit. Won't you open box, please?
Sure.
I'm not going to use those. They wilted on the stove waiting to be used. A lot of green here. A couple of nice sprigs with like 3 or 4 leaves on it.
And rinse it, please.
Oh, maybe. Why, you don't want to eat dirty?
I don't want to eat wherever this came from, which I have no idea. California.
Easily. One of those things that happens. Things get a little the unknown. Here you go. Okay. I have my furikake. Now this, you got to be careful. That's big opening. This is really nice stuff. There, we got some contrasts there. Dark nori and the sesame seed, the white sesame and the black sesame. Okay.
And if you go look a little bit, the fish is already cooking. We might
Yes.
need a little bit more.
You can see the salmon color has changed and to slightly cooked. But this is really something, if you like sushi, if you like nigiri, please stop.
Just getting it
Stop
cooking.
poking
I'm
my
cooking it.
food.
I'm cooking
You
it.
can do that later. And since we put some chive in there from the garden again, have lovely chive flowers, which are really beautiful. Grow chives. You may see them once in a while. Okay. Okay. Oh, there is our
Main course.
nigiri in green tea dashi. Okay. Do I hear applause in the background?
Please, please ask for any comments or questions.
Before I start the
Mhm.
dessert. Okay, Minnie's going to take pictures. Almond milk, guys. I move forward here.
Let's go ahead and say hi to Christina and Katie and Tom. And Christina says, I mix 2 tablespoons of chia seeds and 2 tablespoons of ground flaxen with my kefir and eat 2 hours later with fruit for breakfast.
Yep. And that's the right portion is 2 tablespoons. You have to work your way up. Mindy will tell you about it. You got to work your way up to it, though, because it's some powerful stuff. So if you do try this, don't jump in with that full serving right first day. She'll go into that a little bit more. But yeah, as we said here, this fish is continuing to cook. It looks lovely. And for mine, I would take a little bit of this chili oil. Well, this is chili crisp. Okay, it's got the little crunchy chilies in it and pieces of garlic, and drizzle a little, give you a little red splotches on there. I could do that for mine. Mindy probably doesn't want it on hers,
I will add it if I need it.
but a couple of little.
What oil I'll take?
This gives it a little extra color here, and especially in the broth. Okay, enough playing around. There we go. Now, what I'm starting on is the dessert. So the dessert is really, really simple. I need that hotter.
You can use any type of milk that you want for this dish. Right now we are using almond milk. You can use oatmeal milk. You can use regular milk. You could use cashew milk, syrup, liquid, whatever they want to call it, since they can't use the term milk on those anymore. And what we've done is measured a 1/4 cup of chia seeds
Yes.
with 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. And if you notice the chia seeds, they're a little black and white. And that is what chia seeds are.
I have 2 Earl Grey decaf. And by the way, that was decaf green tea in there. Since most of us are not supposed to really consume much caffeine, not good for the old ticker and the blood pressure. So I have some Earl Grey. I have a cup of, that's boiling. Okay, of almond milk. And I even say in the recipe, don't let it boil. That's okay. So we're gonna have to let this steep for a few minutes. And then, now this is really simple. I have that. I'm gonna add some vanilla. Okay.
And you can add vanilla either way. We prefer putting it in a liquid. You could add chocolate to it, whatever flavor you want.
Berries.
Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries.
Okay, so this has to sit for another 5. Okay. So we'll cancel that. We will put a timer. And in that 5 minutes, Mindy's going to talk to you. Are you ready?
I'm sort of
Talk
ready.
about chia, because all I have to do now, steep the tea, get rid of the tea bags, mix the chia and sugar into it, and portion it up, and it's done. I mean, 3 steps. Okay, really, really simple. Then refrigerate it.
Okay. Well, in the 60s, as you recall, we mentioned earlier, the big rage for the holidays was the chia pets. But no one ever told us to do anything with it. So we just cut off the chia, threw it out, and so goes our chia pet. Well, chia seeds and sprouts are becoming more and more important into our diet. They come from Mexico, from the salvia plant. The reason is because, one, they have a lot of dietary fiber. They contain omega-3 fatty acids. They also contain a lot of protein. When they're sprouted, there's even more protein, and I'll tell you how much in a serving. It also has phenolic compounds that help contribute to antioxidants and inflammation. It helps you metabolize glucose better. And it reduces dyslipidemia, whether it's high cholesterol, high triglycerides, whichever one you have. When you sprout these, they have more amino acids available to you. A lot of it's still under research, so we don't know exactly what they're going to come out. They have found that 1 ounce, which is 2 tablespoons, has almost 10 grams of protein in that serving. It has, 10 grams of fiber, has about 5 grams of protein, magnesium, phosphorus, calcium. How can this little seed have so much in it, including zinc? It helps boost vitamin absorption in your digestive system. And it helps your gut make good bacteria. So the fiber content, when brought slowly, as we talked before, can also help with constipation. If you have any swallowing difficulties or you plan on giving this to children, it's very important to make sure it's hydrated before you serve it, because it could swell and stick in your throat.
Get some stuck on the sides or whatever.
Well, no, it actually will block your throat.
Okay.
And not stop you from being able to breathe. So a study in 2019 showed it reduced, as I said before, inflammation. It controls blood sugar. It reduces blood pressure. It reduces triglycerides. And if you're a candy person like me, all the rest of my lipids are fine, but those triglycerides keep slipping up a little bit. So an average serving is 2 tablespoons or 1 ounce, as we said. You can use it in pudding. You can put it in your oatmeal, smoothies, whatever you like. If you want more information, you may go to any of the hospitals, Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, or National Institutes of Health, and type in chia, and they will give you information and some more recipes. So in summary, it's an easy addition. You can put it in your pancakes. You can put it in
Smoothies.
You could put it in
Puddings.
cottage cheese,
You can make pudding.
as we're making pudding today, whatever flavor. It's going to increase protein. And that's if you want to go more vegetarian, it's a great source of protein that's not an animal. And it right now they think it has a potential to reduce some heart diseases. They're doing research on it right now, so they don't know. The research is still ongoing, and because it's such a high fiber, they're taking an instance that it may help with weight loss as well.
Excellent. Well, the fiber in general will
Fiber in general helps because it fills your system up.
If you-
It would be good to make, like, take a tablespoon in a cup of water, let it gel for a while, and drink it about 15 minutes before you have your meal.
Right.
So it will fill your stomach a little bit. So even if you want to eat more, you're sort of full.
Yeah.
And that's how you lose weight, because you've consumed the right portion of food instead of overeating.
The average stomach only holds
Pint.
pint. Pint. Okay. I have an above average stomach. It's okay. Used to. Mine's much smaller now. Much smaller. So, okay, we're just about there. Look at that. You did really well, Mindy, on
Oh,
that
thank you.
time. So we're going to finish this. And we have some made because we got to wait 8 hours for these things. So I can
Here.
take my
Mhm.
bags out, just put them in the other bowl. Okay. And all I need to do is take my chia. Now remember, I put the vanilla in there. Stir my chia and the brown sugar in. It's a quarter cup of chia and a cup of milk. That's the regular ratio. Okay?
Most of the recipes that I happened to look at were 2 cups of milk. So there was
I'm
a tablespoon per person, especially when you're giving it to people that may never have eaten it. And then you can increase it. If you're already using it, go ahead and use the 2 tablespoons.
Oh, just mix that in, make sure everybody's comes to the party. And you can do anything with it. I can put it back in here, which would be good, and just make a dippable pudding out of that. So we just pour it in. Now, if you wanted to, you can put some fruit in there right now. If you wanted, you can put, blueberries or put dried fruit in there.
Chocolate
Well,
chips.
or when you see, or melt some chocolate chips, drop some in there right now and just swirl them around a little bit. Make it almost a chocolate chia pudding, which will be great. Okay. And we're just going to put this in the refrigerator and I'm going
Cool.
to sit and
First.
just cool. Now, here is what we have. I made these yesterday.
This particular recipe, that's just a seed, not split.
It's moving. That's what.
It's moving because you moved the cup, honey.
Yes. So here is the finished product. Okay. So it's very gel, as you can see.
Sort of like boba.
Yeah, in a sense, this is filled with tapioca and all the other starches, but it sets up very nice. But when you actually take your spoon and
You forgot,
so now when you serve this,
you could even put
recipe-
some of your nuts on it.
yeah, I can put my nuts on it. Absolutely. If you like, we can put fruit on it. We can put blueberries on top, like we mentioned. I have the nuts already done, so that'll be nice. Okay. Just cross-utilize our ingredients tonight. Very important. Use everything up.
Said waste
Drizzle
not.
some honey. About a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon. Depends how sweet you like it. This honey, I mean, we can just eat it by the spoonful. This stuff is so amazingly good. I mean, I have 16 pints, so I have 8 quarts of this stuff.
12.
12?
Yeah, 3 by
Okay.
4.
So 6 quarts, almost, not quite a half a gallon of this honey. Because it is just so good. Because I gotta go back to Florida and get more. That's for my friends.
And if we fly, they'll take it away when we go through unless we check our baggage.
Yeah, right. So there's this. Now I did want to show that it looks really firm like Jell-O, but actually when you spoon it out, it's very soft. It's real nice and it's very pleasant. It's not crunchy or anything like that. So very easy to eat. So here we go. Here is tonight's menu. If I can get all this together. Watching my camera. There's our appetizer. the dessert and our main course. So we have the baked feta with walnuts and hot honey. We have the nigiri with green tea dashi, noodles and chilies and all sorts of good stuff. And we have a chia pudding, simple to make, easy, very quick, and nutritious. So, just flavor it up because the chia has no flavor. The almond milk has no flavor. So definitely add something to it, whether it is a more honey or chocolate.
And you could
or fruit.
probably use those sweetened milks, like
Yeah,
the
you could use
sweetened
the
almond,
you could use the
vanilla, or any of those may give it a little more
chocolate
flavor.
Soy milk is actually very delicious. Very, very good.
So
All
do
right,
you want to take
so-
a spoon and let them see what it looks like from our
Okay,
spoon?
grab a spoon.
Don't drip the thing. So
Let's
we found some
welcome
fun things to.
Let's welcome Elena to chat. She says, hello, it looks delicious. Christina says, I agree with Mindy, cook that fish. Elena says, but I want someone to make it for me. Molly has joined the
Okay.
chat. Hello. Christina says, it looks great. And Elena says, yummy, good stuff.
Well, you can fly us where you are and you pay for the tickets. We'll come cook for you.
Now you want to taste?
No, but okay.
Okay. Any questions or anything tonight, folks? I
Oh,
appreciate everybody
much
for
better.
being here. Yeah.
So a couple things that we've done since we moved here that's really fun. There's a program that's called Too Good to Go. And it's an app, and stores, before their products become outdated or they're on the line, they make a surprise bag. You don't know what you get. So we've gone to Whole Foods and picked it up. This week we did a deli bag, and it was 2 ham sandwiches, which my grandkids will eat, meatballs, and a quiche Lorraine.
Last week that was for $9.
$9.
We got a whole cherry pie and 4 scones. Whole size for $9. So Too Good to Go is about restaurants and bakeries and a lot of bagel shops and so on. You got to be there between 2 and 2:30 or whatever to pick up your orders. Things range from $6, $4 to $9, $10, depending what it is they give you. But you get full. It's really nice. The other thing, which I find more interesting, these are all like green concepts, is Flash Food. Now, this is another app. Just download Flash Food. And there are a lot of grocery stores that are participating. And what they do, as things get long, but not bad, they'll do them on deep discount. So we go to our local grocery store here. We got a produce bag for $6, and we got 3 cucumbers, 2 heads of things of ginger, zucchini, box of tomatoes,
And peppers.
and peppers. Sometimes you get
And
fruit
an onion.
ones,
And
and
an
an onion, and you get fruit ones. I got a whole bag, like a 10-pound bag of onions that I use, and that was for like $6 or $5.
$5.
$5. Really expensive, and they add stuff every single day, and they have the expiration date. So, I got fresh mozzarella balls I'm going to make lasagna with, and that also.
It's just fun.
Yeah, they're like half off, sometimes 50%, 60%, 70%, and you're stopping food waste because, in the United States, we waste over a third of the food that we grow and sell. It all goes in the garbage. So everything we can do, plus you save a couple of bucks. So that,
And even if you're not eating it, we took the zucchini and we cooked it up and then bagged it and froze it so we can use it in another dish. The onions.
I cooked all the onions, cooked them down I caramelized them and made just bags of, sauteed onions that I can use to
In
make
anything.
a French onion soup or make sauces, put it with chicken, whatever. But I have them all ready to go here. I have a couple pounds of those.
Ginger.
We got 2 big bunches of ginger. I smashed that up, chopped it up, and then froze it and took a knife and made little marks. So when I open this up, I can just break off a corner and get a tablespoon of chopped ginger, and it'll last for years.
As long as your freezer stays frozen.
Yes. So that's another great app for you to use. All right. Any other questions? Comments?
Elena asks, what kind of restaurant would serve that type of food?
This type of food?
A very
My
expensive one.
restaurant.
It's called Our House.
Yeah, no, but this would be more of a high-end restaurant to do that presentation. I mean, this could easily be done in a sushi bar, Asian restaurant. The nigiri dish, they would just have to get the idea from somebody. Okay. Uh, and it's really very simple. As you see, it's not that the prep is not that difficult. So they just have to have those ideas. This could be a nice appetizer in any restaurant, really, in a Greek restaurant, in really
Most
any-
modern cuisine
yeah,
restaurant will do
yeah,
something like that.
do that. This would be a great tapas type of
To
item.
make this easy
Mhm.
for you as well, as we talked about the fishmonger, most grocery stores sell sushi. So you
Mhm.
can go in there and ask them to slice, go to the sushi chef and say, give them a package
Well,
of
that's
fish
nigiri. Yeah,
and ask them to just slice nigiri fish for you,
right.
you know, and they'll gladly do that for you.
Nigiri is the just slices of raw fish in the sushi world. Sashimi is slices of raw fish on the seasoned rice, and then sushi, which is really just means rice, seasoned rice. When we talk about sushi rolls, that's the rolls and things that we make that we eat as well, that are rolled in the nori and all that we consider sushi. But sashimi, fish and rice, nigiri, just fish. So this is a play on that because it's fish on a mung bean noodle, which is like a rice noodle. And so it's a lot of those same components that you would find. Instead of wasabi, I've got hot chilies and so on. So it created a little, this is one, I did create this one myself. This is my whole idea. I did it several years ago, but it always
Before this happened, because
always
this
stays
be
in my
part
mind.
of our salt dinner
Yes,
originally,
it was our salt dinner, exactly. So,
which we
okay.
can't do anymore.
Right.
It's
All
very
right.
depressing.
Well, you know where to reach me, guys. I'm always on Facebook. I also have my Aortic Chef Rob Seltzer Facebook page. So if you don't follow that one, you should. That's where I make my announcements from. Or my Rob Seltzer and Mindy Seltzer is there.
If you
Ask
have
us
any
questions.
health issues, I suggest you talk with your physician to make sure it's okay to have it, or get a hold of a registered dietitian, since I no longer practice.
But reach out to us anytime that you want. If you have questions or comments or just want some ideas or whatever, I'm always there. You can just friend me through Aortic Hope there, and I'll friend you back, and we can instant message. Okay, very good. So I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm Rob Seltzer, the Aortic Chef.
Mindy Seltzer, the aortic dietitian.
And we're very happy to have you here in the Aortic Kitchen once again. We'll be back the first week of June, and then the second, the first and third week of every month. And we will be back then. I want to
The
thank you for
third,
joining us.
possibly
Yes, we will be doing it.
somewhere
So-
else.
So Aortic Hope is a 501c3. We're run totally by volunteers, Minnie and I included. We all volunteer to make everything happen. With survivors helping survivors and caregivers helping caregivers and everybody helping everybody. So please hit the like button, hit the bell to get reminded when I'm on again. And there's also, if you go to aortichope.org, there is a donation button, and we really would love your donations. As much or as little as you can give is not a big deal. We take all donations, they all help us. So
If you are new to our program, you can also go to YouTube and see previous.
yes, the Aortic Hope, you're on that now, on the
Right.
Aortic Hope YouTube channel. So you know where it is, okay? All right, well, thank you very much. Want to thank again, we're so happy that you joined us here in the Aortic Kitchen, and it's time for us to close the kitchen, lock the doors, and clean up. So thank you very much.